Well, good morning, Passage community. My name is Jim Merle, and I just want you to pause for just a moment, and look at me. No, I'm being very serious here. Look at me very closely. Look at my hair. Look at my unshaven face. Look at the overall, what I would call, grunge look I've got going on. Do you know why that is? Do you know why I haven't shaven? Why I haven't really, for the most part, combed my hair? I don't actually do that very often, but I took no time for that this morning. You know why? Because I'm tired. Because I'm frustrated. Because I'm disappointed. Because I'm down. Because I'm not happy. Yeah. Those words, some of them at least, pretty much sums up not only my current situation, but I know as well many of yours. We're living in very difficult times. Sure, the world has seen harder times, days like the days of the Depression, days like the days of the recession, days like many of our own fathers and grandfathers lived through during war-torn times and such. We've lived through much more difficult times, but right now we're living in some pretty difficult times. With the pandemic being what it is, whether you think it is what it is or not, still difficult. With the situation, particularly right now, I'm thinking about with the election and the way that that's going, doesn't look good. And you say to yourself, well, I mean, Jim, you're a Southerner, you're probably a Republican, you're a Christian, you're probably this and that. Well, yeah, I mean, to an extent, I could claim to be a Republican, but honestly, I'm not that. I'm just a Christian. I'm just a person who likes living a simple life, who likes staying away from, the riches of this world for the most part, who just enjoys being in a place like I am today, here in nature with God. But it doesn't change the fact with what is going on right now. Again, I'll use the term in our current situation. I am extremely frustrated. I'm disappointed. I'm aggravated. I'm put out. I'm almost fed up. But not with the way the election's going, not with the way the pandemic's going, not with the typical things that you would expect. What I am all those things about is about the way that we are acting toward those things. The way that we are treating, or should I better say, mistreating one another. And the way that we are so focused on self. You see, what I had you to do a while ago, I realized I said, look at me. But what I really would rather you do is I want you to look at you. Look at yourself in the mirror today. See the downfalls. See the shortcomings. See the problems. See the issues. Then take just a moment. I don't mind you doing this. Then take just a moment and look around you and see your neighbor, see your family members, see your friends, and just for a second, just for a moment, see their problems, see their difficulties, see their issues, see where they fall short. And then stop. Stop looking around. Stop looking in the mirror. Stop focusing on yourself and start looking up. You see, what's happening right now in our nation and the whole world for that matter, but particularly in our nation, is we are so worried about what's in it for us or what's happening to us or what's going to become of us, that we cannot take the time to consider that God is still on his throne, that God is still in a position where he's always been, he's never changed, and he's still going to take care of his faithful children. God is calling on us, like he does in every time, to look to him, to look up, to stop looking at ourselves and to stop looking around us at every current situation there is, and to start seeing the beauty of what God offers us. And more than that, to start seeing the glory that God possesses. So I'm going to grab my phone right here, because I oftentimes use a digital device, if you will, as I read my Bible. I want to read to you Psalm chapter 24. And I just want you to listen. I won't comment a whole lot, but I want to read to you Psalm chapter 24. And I want you to think about whatever you're going through today. Think about the current situation. Think about anything. You just think what you want to think. But then I want you to at the same time listen to what God says. Because I think what we're doing right now, I know I'm not listening enough to what God says. And even if I do listen, supposedly, I'm not trusting what God says. And now is the time to trust. Now is the time to listen. Now is the time to serve God. So let's listen. Psalm chapter 24, beginning in verse 1. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world and those who dwell therein. So it says God owns everything and everybody. For he has founded it upon the seas and established it upon the rivers. Who shall ascend the hill of the Lord? And who shall stand in his holy place? He who has clean hands and pure heart, who does not lift up his soul to what is false and does not swear deceitfully. He will receive blessing from the Lord, and the righteous from the God of his salvation. Such is the generation of those who seek him, who seek the face of God and Jacob. Now watch this point here, verse 7, beginning Psalm 24. Lift up your heads, O gates, be lifted up. O ancient doors, the King of glory may come in. Who is the King of glory? The Lord, strong and mighty. The Lord, mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O gates. Lift them up, O ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in. Who is the King of glory? Verse 10, the Lord of hosts. He is the King of glory. Do you see what he says? He says that we need to stop what we're doing and lift up our heads, that is to look up and to see God. And when we look up, we lift up and we see God, then we allow God to come in. God cannot dwell in a dirty house. God cannot dwell in a deceitful house. God dwells in houses of beauty. So here's the thing. If you're concerned about the current situation, if you're concerned about what your life is, or more so many are concerned about what it may become, stop dividing yourself among party lines. Stop looking to one candidate or another to rescue, to save you. And remember that the God of heaven is our glory. The God of heaven is our salvation. And the God of heaven has you in his care and in his hands. If you'll just look up. Look up today, my friends, and stay faithful.